Okay. So there's one thing that stops so many women from reaching to the next level. Okay. There's something. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter where you're from. It stops so many people. And that is the story that you tell yourself. Okay. And I'm going to teach you tonight how to unlock that, how to shift it, how to start telling yourself better stories. And I'm not talking about affirmations. I love affirmations. Okay. I'm not talking about just speaking a good word. You know, if you literally have a job that you don't like, I'm not trying to say that you're going to lie to yourself and affirm that, oh, I'm in a great job right now. This job is amazing. I'm not saying that. Okay. It's about rewriting your life, rewriting the narrative that you've put on your life. Okay. So there are 3 different worlds that we live in. And I'm going to draw it today. Okay. I'm going to draw it right now. Okay. This is a world that we live in. Okay. And I'm going to call this world reality. This is one of the worlds that we live in. Okay. Reality. And it's what's real. Okay. So what's real right now is that we are on Instagram Live. What's real right now is you are wherever you are, in your car, at home, in your office. That is real. It's real that I have black hair. Okay, it's real that, you know, I'm in my office. It's real that I've got a pen in my hand. Where am I going with this? This world is safe. If you just live in this world of reality, it's cool. But nothing's moving. Nothing's being generated. It's just okay. You're just getting by with life, okay? Because it's just like, oh, I'm here. You know, the walls are cream and brown and, you know, I'm in this house. There's a plant behind me, but there's no fire in that. There's no aliveness in that. There's no passion in that. It just is. The second type of world, and I hope you have your pen and paper, you're writing copious notes as I go through this. The second type of world that we fall into that doesn't help us create, I'm going to tell you how to create in a moment, but the second type of world that we live in that really stops us. And for those of you who've been my students for years know I teach this, and I'm going to keep on teaching this until you really get it, okay? The second type of world that really stops us is our interpretation of reality, okay? Our stories. So what do I mean by that? Remember I said that, you know, we're on Instagram Live. I'm teaching right now that lives in reality. It's real. Our interpretation is the words we use to describe our reality. Okay, so you might be like, this is a great Instagram Live, or you might be like, this is horrible. This is not good. Whatever you say, that is in your interpretation of reality. It is not real. Okay. It's like if someone doesn't invite you to their party, just say they're having a party or a get together or a birthday celebration, and they don't invite you. The fact is that they didn't invite you. Our interpretation of that fact is where it gets a little bit messy. Now, you might be like, oh, I don't like this person. Oh, this person's rude. Who knows what I'm talking about? Give me a nod. Act like I can see you. Act like we're in the room, because I'm believing that we are in a room together, okay? Your interpretation of reality can either push you forward, but normally it keeps us stuck, okay? Reality is you may want to start a business. You want your business to get to £10,000 per month, okay? That's the reality. Reality is probably you've got a website. Probably you've started on social media and you're like, oh, I want to build this business. I'm ready to build this business. You're sitting at home, you've bought your laptop, you have your, affirmation on the wall, your vision board, you have all that good stuff. That's the reality. Your interpretation is what's going to keep you stuck. If you use words to describe it as, oh, this is so hard. Oh, I'm so confused. Okay. Oh, I am stuck. I don't know what to do. It keeps you stuck. Give me a nod if you're if you're hearing what I'm saying. Okay. It keeps us so stuck. And I've seen this time and time again. Instead of stripping away your stories of the situation, people stay stuck in this world, and that's why they cannot create. I'm going to give you a moment. I want you to write down 3 limitations that you've been putting on reaching your next level. I want you to write this down, because when you can see it, You're able to have it disappear right before you. You may not understand this right now, but once you can see your limitations, oh, I'm scared to post to social media. Oh, I don't want to send that email. I'm too tired. Oh, I'm too sick. I want you to write it down, because let me tell you something. Your interpretation of your reality is someone else's fuel. Someone can have the same dis-ease as you. Someone can have the same lack of finances as you. But someone can take it and take themselves to the next level. I've seen it happen so many times. Okay? Someone can have the story of, oh, I'm a single mom. I can't do this by myself. No one's there to help me. And I know single moms who are getting it done, who are getting busy. Okay, can I be real today? Give me a nod, say yes, coach. Okay? There are some people getting busy in this world that have no money. Me. When I first started my journey of building my business, I was going through homelessness. I lost my home. I remember being in a hostel in the UK. If you don't have any money, you go on benefits, government support. And I was in a hostel with my son. My son was 3 years old at the time. And I remember just looking in that room and crying all the time and being like, oh, Lord, why? Why can't I even afford somewhere to live for myself? I remember phoning my dad and crying. And he had told me, Laura, take the emotion out. He was like, take the emotion out and call me back. My dad don't play. So I had to get myself together and be phoning back and be like, Dad, I'm in this place, this hostel. It's horrible and I don't want to be here anymore. He said when he was in a similar situation, he ripped down all the wallpaper and started writing his goals on the wall. Okay, like literally writing it on the wall. Well, I didn't take down the wallpaper, but what I did do is I started putting my vision on the wall of what I wanted. I didn't let my interpretation of reality stop what I wanted to achieve. Okay, I didn't let it stop me. I could have been like, oh my goodness, I'm in this hostel with my son. What am I going to do? No, I said, you know what? This is the situation. I am in a hostel. You have to be real with where you are. Okay, I was able to generate millions after that. So it's possible. Okay, but you have to be real. You have to understand the reality of where you are. I had minus 49 pounds in my bank. Reality. I was in a hostel. Reality. I was on government support. Reality. My interpretation before I spoke to my dad was, this is horrible. I'm a failure. I'm not a good mom. That was my interpretation of that reality. Okay. Now, how did I move forward? I'm going to tap into this next space that's going to change your life if you're open to receive. Let me just put the comment on quickly to just type open if you are open to receive. Type open if you are open to receive your next level. I don't know where you are right now. But one thing I do know is that you have the power to create a new situation. You have the power to create a new reality. But you also have the power to destroy. Okay, you have the power to destroy. You have the power to just tear down your whole life. Open, I can see it. Say, I'm open to receive. After you type it in the chat, I want you to close your eyes and say it out loud. I don't care who's there. I am open to receive a miracle. I am open to receive God's abundant blessings in my life. I am open to receive a miracle. Say it out loud. It don't matter who's looking. I don't care who's in here looking. I'm going to say it out loud. I am open to receive all the good that wants to flow into my life. I'm open to receive a miracle. I'm open to receive blessings upon blessings upon blessings upon blessings upon blessings upon blessings. Whew. Okay, hold on. You know, there are two places that people move from. There are two different places. There's inspiration and there's desperation. Okay? Some people wait, like me, till it gets really desperate for you to move. Some people have to go in the hostel. Some people have to be betrayed before it gets so bad before they decide to move. And some people move from inspiration. Like they will listen to my story, or they will listen to other people's story and just be inspired to move. That's where I want you to move from. Inspiration, where you're like, you know what, I can, I will. So what's the third world that I want us to move into? And if you're joining me on the Wednesday masterclass, I'm going to dive into it deeper. Okay. But what's the third space where I had to tap into? It wasn't reality. Remember I said, reality can only take us so far. If I said, oh, I'm in a hostel. Okay, I'm on benefits. Okay, I can't afford to pay my bills. I would just have stayed there. Okay, I would have just stayed in reality and been like, okay, I'm in this hostel with my son. And if I stayed in interpretation of reality, I would be like, I hate it here. I want to leave. Why me? I needed to move to another realm. Okay, this is where it gets good. I needed to move to another realm that helped me create. And if you're on the masterclass, I'm going to teach you how to create in that space. I'm going to be able to dive deep into it. The other space, the other realm you have to go to is creation. Creation. You have to tap into the world of creation. Okay, you cannot live in reality. You definitely can't live in your interpretation of reality. You have to move into the world of creation. And I'm going to tell you one thing, and I want to dive deeper in it in class. Creation is all about the feeling and the essence. Okay? Creation is all about the feeling and the essence of a thing. I want you to think about this for a moment. Okay? If you think about what you want, if I asked you, what do you want? I want everyone to think about that for a moment. What do you want? I want you to say this to yourself until the answer comes. What do I really want? And I want you to write that on your paper. What do you really want right now? Is it a 5-bedroom home? Is it to retire your parents? Is it to travel across the world? Is it to buy a new car? What is it you want? I'm going to give you a moment to think about that right now. I want you to ask yourself, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want to create in this world? Okay, I'm going to give you a moment. Write it down on your paper. Okay, write it down. Okay. And I want you to understand something. What you want, when you have it, it's not really the thing that you want. And I know it may sound weird. It might be like, Coach, yeah, I do. I want the business. I really want the business. What we truly want is the feeling, the essence of what the business, what the job, what you think the husband, what you think having the kids brings. Okay? What you really want is the essence. Right? And you can live in the essence of the thing right now. Okay? It's a feeling. I'm telling you. And I know it's hard sometimes because I've created, and you might be like, well, Coach, you already have this. Of course you can say you might not want it now. But I remember wanting my Range Rover so bad. I remember having on my vision board, from when I was homeless, I remember having on my vision board, oh, I want the Range Rover, white Range Rover, and a 5-bedroom house. Bear in mind, I was living in a hostel. And I said to myself, I want my Range Rover, and I want my 5-bedroom house. People laughed at me and said it wasn't going to be possible. Okay, today I have all those things. But I remember having my Range Rover outside one day, and it was like I was just wanting the next thing. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, I've got that now. I was grateful, don't ever get it twisted. But it was like, I was like, okay, what's next? And I was like, wait, I wanted this thing for years. The way I wanted it, the way I prayed over it, the way I wanted to, retire my mom and help my family, and I've done all those things. When it came, it was just like, oh, okay, what's next? And I realized that I got into the chase of just wanting the next and the next and the next. And I was like, what is this? So I went on my journey and did some research, and I was like, oh, I was always chasing. And this is what we do as humans. the feeling of the thing. I was chasing the dopamine, so to speak. The chase of getting it. It was like, I can't wait to get the Range Rover. I can't wait to get the Range Rover. You get it and you're like, I don't even know if I want this. I don't even like white. Matter of fact, I wanted it black, right? You start finding the faults with it. And then you drum it up again, you rev up again and go for the next thing. Okay? So if you can bring the feeling of it right now, you will attract that feeling in every person, every place, and everything. Okay? If you can be like, I am happy now. I am so happy, so grateful now. Right? I feel so good now. I feel good now. I feel alive now. I feel joyful now. No matter what your situation is, if you can do that, you will always be in the state of receiving everything you want and need. You won't need to chase it. If you've been working hard for years at something and you still haven't got it, it's because you've built up an internal repellent. Because you want it so bad. Think about it. You know, when we were at school and you like the guy, or the guy liked the girl so much and she didn't want him, because it's just like, we don't really want what wants us. Okay? It's a bit of a backward way of thinking, but that's just how it is. Well, that's like life. Everything is an essence. Everything has an energy. Okay? And it's like you have to think, what feeling do I feel this thing will give me? What feeling do you feel having a 7-figure business will give you? What do you feel having the job will give you? Our eyes can only look out. Okay, when you open your eyes, you can see things. So as you're on social media and you're seeing people live their dream life, you're seeing things, you will always be in a state of internal comparison. You will always be in a state of looking out and having a bigger catalog. We were not designed to have such a big catalog, by the way. We started off in villages and small groups. Now we have this big catalog. It's like going to the restaurant with such a large menu. Of course you're going to be paralyzed. You're going to be like, I don't know what to have. I can have this. I can have this. I can have this. I want to learn how to get this. I want to learn how to get that. I want to learn. Of course, inside you're just going to be like that. That's why we have to go within. We have to go within, or we're going to go without. We have to learn how to close off the outside and go within and realign yourself back to where God wanted you to be. And that is so happy and so grateful now. So happy, so grateful now. I'm so happy, so grateful now. Say this with me out loud. I'm so happy, I'm so grateful now. I'm so happy, so grateful now. I'm so happy, so grateful now for all the love, the joy, the abundance that is flowing to me, that's in my life, around me now. I want you to just sit in that space right now. Close your eyes and just feel it. If you can't feel it, you have to work up that muscle a little bit more. You have to build up that muscle a little bit more. Give yourself some time. But be happy and grateful now and just feel the warmth of God. Feel it right now in this moment. You have to learn how to cultivate that for yourself every single day. Okay, you have to learn how to rev yourself up every single day. Okay? You have to learn how to drum yourself up every single day. Listen, I want you to write this down. If you can live in the essence of something, you will never live in the absence of the thing. Okay? If you learn how to live in the essence of what having a 5-bedroom house or a Range Rover or the marriage you want, if you can live in the essence, the feeling, the energy of that, you will never be without it. You will never be in the absence of it because it's always with you, right? I want you to think back to something that you really wanted. I want you to think back to the thing that you really wanted. You were like, I wanted that degree. I wanted the degree. You spent nights on that degree. You got the degree and realized there was other problems that came with having the degree. Okay, there was other things that happened with having the degree. Now you're like, oh my goodness. Okay, I know you business owners, right? You wanted the business so bad. You didn't realize there was tax implications. You didn't know that team members were so hard to manage. You did not know that. Now you're like, oh my goodness, why have I got this? You didn't know before you married. Let me not go into that, but you understand where I'm going with this, right? The thing we want so bad is the thing that teaches us our biggest lesson. Okay? That teaches us our biggest lesson. So I want you to, understand the 3 different worlds that you can live in. Okay? Reality, your interpretation of reality, and then the world I want you to choose is creation. Okay, we're going to dive into that. I want to see who has registered for the masterclass. I'm turning the comments on. Who has registered for the class tomorrow? Okay, I want to do a pre-class warm-up today to get you revved up. Wednesday, who's registered for the class? Type me. If you haven't, click the link in my bio and register for the free class. It's not on Instagram. It's not on YouTube. It's going to be live on Zoom. Okay, live on Zoom, so I can get really in my teaching moment, really in my bag. Okay, you registered. Who's excited about the class tomorrow? Type me in the chat. Okay, I really want you to open yourself to receive, because it is possible. And if you think for a moment, for those of you who want a business, for those of you who want your better career, I give strategies, I give people strategies on how to build a business, how to do this, meaning the physical strategies. You run the ad, you have the landing page, you have these team members, you do this. But if you're not the person that can hold the space, it's not going to work out well for you. Does that make sense? Type yes if that makes sense. If you want to register, click the link below in my bio, okay? Okay. If you have to become the person that is capable of holding the space for the essence of the thing that you want in your life. Okay. So if you are always miserable, you're always doubtful, you're really down here. I'm sorry if you're there right now. But if you're already there, you're like, oh my gosh, why is this happening to me? What is this? You're always skeptical. Those people who are always skeptical, oh, what's this? Another scam? You're just going to attract more things like that. You're just in your interpretation of reality all the time. Do you know how draining that is? No wonder you're tired. No wonder you can't get up and have motivation. No wonder your prefrontal cortex is not working properly, because you can't think straight. Am I going too deep today? Should I just simmer down for tomorrow? No wonder you don't have the motivation, because you're always in that space of being anxious. Be anxious over no thing. Right? Be anxious over no thing. How do you do that? Get back into your world of creation. What is the essence? What do I want to feel right now in this space? We get to choose. Do you know how powerful you are? You know how powerful you are. If you look around at your life, and I'm going to say this with love because this is a bit sensitive. If you look around every area of your life, the quality of your relationships, your bank balance. Okay, someone said, how do I find motivation? I go, check your bank balance. That should motivate you a lot. Check the quality of your relationships. That should motivate you a bit to be like, are these my people? Is this my tribe? Right? So if you look at that, somewhere, somehow, you have called that forth. I said I'm going to say it with love because that's a bit touchy. Somewhere, somehow, I don't know, it might have been passed down from generation. I'm sorry. But I'm not too sorry, because you have a bigger blessing. Just say that negativity, that, those things were passed down. Your blessing is going to be huge, because your assignment here on earth is huge. And for you to turn that around, you're about to be blessed. Okay, so people who come to me and they've gone through so much and they tell me like, oh, coach, I've been through this, I've been through that, I've been through that. Like, I'm going to be like, oh, and I was like, wow, your blessing is going to be huge if you learn how to turn that around. Type yes if you understand what I'm saying. If you learn how to turn it around. But if you look at your life, somewhere, somehow, somewhere down the line, you have called that forth, whether from generation, whether in your real life, somewhere down the line, you called forth those friends, you aligned with those people somewhere, somehow. I always say, if you are pointing one finger out, just say you're like, oh, this person did this, that person did that, that person, da, da, da. There's always 3 fingers pointing back. If you're saying that person's rude, somewhere, somehow, you're being rude times 3. If you're always seeing scams, you're always seeing people and you're skeptical of everything, point it back, okay? You have to take responsibility. This is something I really want everyone that's in alignment with me to understand. You have to take self-responsibility. Someone type R in the chat for responsibility. You have to take responsibility over every area of your life. And this journey that I'm cultivating for each and every one of you is not going to be comfortable. If you're on the journey with me and you wanted a life coach, okay, and you were like, oh, Coach Laura Lyles is going to help me and I'm going to be there to be like, don't worry, you can do this. No, I'm not that kind of coach. Those of you who know me, right? Oh, I'm going to pull you out of your interpretation of reality. And I need to wake you up. Who wants to be woken up? Type me in the chat. I need to wake some of you up because you've been living in your story for too long. You've been living in your story for way too long. Okay? Some of you have been with me for years and you've seen so many people that are still there with the same dream. Okay? We're going to get serious about the next 12 months of our life, okay? We're going to get so super... It just said pause due to bad connection. Can you hear me? Type yes. Type yes if you can hear me. It just paused. Type yes. You can hear me? The next 12 months of our life, our life. I want to take women on a journey. I'm looking for new students. For those of you who've been asking and emailing, how do we, it's not open right now. But I want to take you on a new journey. 12 months. I want you to commit to a long-term journey with me. Okay? I want you to say, you know what? It's not going to happen overnight. But it will happen at night. I tell you that. You're going to get a wake-up call and be like, oh, that's what Coach was saying. Guess what happens? Okay, you're going to, oh, that's what you're going to say. It's going to happen at night. But it's not going to happen overnight. Some of you have years of things that need to be uprooted. Okay? Years of conditioning of how you were raised and in the environments that you were raised in. But it's going to happen. Okay? You're going to have that transformation in your life. Okay? So just get excited about it. Get excited about it right now. Give me some fires in the chat. Give me some good things in the chat. If you're excited about the next 12 months of your life, this time next year, you will have the business. And I'm not going to say it's going to happen in 3 months. I'm not going to say that. Some people I work with in the first month, they do amazing things, but it's very rare. Very rare. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a journey, ladies. And if you want to get uncomfortable, you want to be pushed, I have this push and pull technique that I want everyone to adopt in their life. Push and pull, push and pull. You can steal it from me, okay? It means I am happy to push any person, place, or thing away from me that is not aligned. And I'm willing to pull those who are aligned towards me. Okay? Remember, we don't have to block people. If you adopt the push and pull technique, you will be able to just, they will just leave. The situations that you don't like will just leave. And it will create room for the right people the right situations to come into your life. I want you to bring the essence of that into your world right now by getting excited about it. And if you've lost all the joy, all the excitement, I pray for you that you find joy, you find excitement in your life somewhere, somehow. There must be one time you can remember and cultivate that feeling and remember what it felt like again. Okay? But the work starts today. Someone type today. 12 months. We're going to build a sisterhood. We're going to build a movement. People are going to think we're crazy, but we're going to be like, yes, we are. We're crazy enough to believe that we can change our life around. Crazy enough to believe that we as women can come together and love on one another and build with one another and cheer each other on. This is what happens on this side of things, okay? But you have to be coachable. I'm going to tell you to read some books. There's one book I want everyone to read right now. Some of you are going to be like, I can't. No, find a way to get the book. I want everyone to get the book. You can get it on Audible as well. Okay? The Science of Getting Rich. Okay? An oldie. I don't care if you've read it before. My mentor said to me when I was broke, I said, I've read that before. She goes, if you're still broke, and you said you've read it, you really haven't read it. And I was like, oh, let me go back and get it. If you have it on Audible, okay, this is my little play. It's a 2-hour long, it's around 2 hours, 2 hours and a half, okay? Thank you, Hey, Sinead. If you have it on Audible, it's around 2.5 hours long, okay? I listen to it once per day, okay? How? I listen to an hour and a bit in the morning and an hour and a bit at night. I can listen to it when I'm driving, while I'm cooking, while I'm cleaning, while I'm tidying up, while I'm working out. I listen to it every single day. Why? Because I want to prime my mind. And when I say the science of getting rich, it's not just about wealth. It's about calling forth the essence of the things that you want in your world. Who's going to get the book? Type me in the chat. Let me see who's being coachable right now. Okay, I'm going to get you uncomfortable. I don't want you listening to music for the next 30 days. I don't want you listening to any music for the next 30 days unless it's gospel and uplifting. I love my music. I love dancing. Okay. For the next 30 days, I want you to realign yourself. Get yourself back into alignment with your God-given assignment. Okay, no listening to music. I don't want you to start a new Netflix series. Why? Why do I say that? Because every time you want to turn that thing on, I want you to go to the audiobook. Okay? I want you to go to the audiobook. Okay? Why? Because I want you to just learn. I want you to go read your Bible. Right? Bible. So we're coming together anyway. I don't want to keep you too long. I don't want to take up too much of your time, okay? I love you. And I don't want you to take up my time. Listen, I'm going to spend time with my partner and my son. Okay? So, listen, I'm sending you all love, light, and abundance. Tomorrow at 8:30 p.m., we're going to dive down for 90 minutes. This was just a pre-warm-up. I didn't even give you that much. But I'm giving you enough to go and create. Tomorrow, 8:30. Someone type 8:30 in the chat for me. We're going to go on a 90-minute journey, right? 90-minute deep dive into it. And I'll also tell you about my coaching programs if you're interested, if you want to go deeper with me, okay? 8:30 tomorrow. Click the link in my bio to sign up if you haven't already. Okay, click the link in my bio, or if you can't find my bio, you don't know what I'm talking about, send us a DM and someone will get back to you. Okay, I hope this has been beneficial for you. I hope this has been beneficial. Yes, I said the Bible. I want you to bring out the Bible. Can you believe when I started my journey, someone said, if you're going to be a coach, don't mention God because, not everyone's going to believe. I was like, well, if they don't believe, then they have to go, okay? Push and pull. Push and pull. All right, I'm sending you love, light, and abundance in the mighty name of Jesus. I hope you've got something from today. I hope something begins to shift in your world in the mighty name of Jesus. I'm sending you love, light, and abundance. See you tomorrow. Go sleep, wake up, feeling alive, feeling vibrant. Okay? Sending you a love and light. Good night and God bless.